All right. Let's see. Paulo Coelho. And I'm not sure I pronounced his last name right. Said a lot of people think something is right, and so that thing becomes right. I got something that a lot of people apparently think is right, and therefore it has become right. It's comedians, bad comedians, or comedians who are bad in movies. How about that? There are a long list of comedians who, because they can do a funny skit on Saturday Night Live, or read the words that some Saturday Night Live writer wrote for them, think that they're then movie material. And they make some really unfunny movies. Now, this isn't in any particular order. It's just really the only way I could remember it. Or, it's just the way I wrote it down. But for instance, this is a list of comedians who may or may not have been funny in skits, may or may not have been funny in stand-up, certainly weren't funny in movies. Will Ferrell. Somebody's going to say Elf is a funny movie. It's one trick pony. Once you get over the fact that there's an elf that's a full-size person, it's all downhill from there. Adam Sandler. Picking up some stupid dialect there, not even a real dialect, just some made-up dialect, and talking like that through the whole movie doesn't make you funny. Tracy Morgan. Another one-trick pony. Carrot Top. Did himself over. He's all steroided up or whatever, beefed up. Still just Carrot Top. Tom Green. Never was very funny. Norm Macdonald. He tried to be funny. Tried to be topical. You know? But there were some great topical comedians in the past. From Lenny Bruce, all the way up to, now I can't think of his name, but guy used to do Saturday Night Live's, well, whatever. Tom Green isn't that funny. Norm Macdonald. Ben Stiller. Dane Cook. Jack Black. Brian Regan. David Spade. Has had some funny characters on TV, but certainly isn't movie-worthy. Rob Schneider. I can't even think of a funny character on TV he's had. Sarah Silverman. And I get it. Not funny. Andrew Dice Clay. Another one-trick pony. I mean, once you get over his shock value, of his initial routines when he first started out, just because you yell louder doesn't make you funnier. Let's see. Let's go overseas. Ricky Gervais. Okay. He had a funny TV show. Spawned The Office. It was a fairly humorous English show. Not the funniest. Perhaps Fawlty Towers might have been funnier with John Cleese. They were more witty and erudite English comedies. But he's kind of the I don't know. Kind of the Dilbert of TV shows. threw out some things that everybody who works in an office can see actually happens. Made fun of it. Satchel Baron Cohen. He's a complete ass. This guy's got absolutely no socially redeeming value whatsoever. Seth Rogen lost a little weight, but he didn't get funnier. Now, in case you think that I just don't like comedians, there are some very funny people out there. Daniel Tosh is very funny. And so far, new enough that he's coming up with new stuff on a regular basis. Lewis Black. Now there's a topical comedian who's funny. Dimitri Martin. You may not know him as a young kid. He's funny though. Dealing with everyday life things. Look him up. He's probably got some YouTube stuff going. Jon Stewart. Funny guy. Makes himself laugh more than he makes me laugh, but he's a funny guy. Chris Rock. There's a funny stand-up guy. Terrible movies. Funny stand-up. Like Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's raw, hilarious stand-up routine. You know? Really good. Mitch Hedberg. Another young guy. Funny guy. Very good. What I'm saying is that just because you're a good stand-up comedian, like I said, or because you can do sketch comedy, doesn't mean you're going to be funny in the movies. You know? It takes a well-written movie to carry humor throughout the entire movie. Part of the problem with these guys that I've named previously is that they think they're funny by themselves. They think they're better writers than the writers. And so they get into a movie and they start writing themselves routines into the funny situations. National Lampoon's Vacation. People in that movie weren't that funny, but the writers wrote some funny situations and put them in them. The whole concept of the movie was kind of funny. Something most adults with children can associate with. Long car trips. I mean, like I said, comedians by themselves weren't that funny, but the movie was funny. Kind of like Animal House. Now, the Animal House didn't have any big stars. Really big stars. Had some people that could deliver a good line. But like I said, the writers wrote funny situations. Funny concepts. The movie was funny. It's a movie from long ago called It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. It doesn't translate well nowadays. The humor's a little too slapstick or a little too mundane. But it's a funny movie. Funny situations. It's filled to the brim with people that were comedians and well-known comedians in their day. And they deliver their lines. The writers knew how these comedians worked. And they delivered their lines very well. Good timing. Like I said, it's a lot of physical comedy, and in reality, if you didn't know the comedians, if you didn't know what they were like, if you didn't know what their routines were, You may not get all of the humor in it. A lot of little side things. But that's a pretty funny old movie. You know, you can go back to the W.C. Fields movies and stuff like that. There's one called The Fatal Glass of Beer. Again, well written, keeps your attention, and there's lots of things in it that are mildly humorous. Big thing is, just not as pretentious as those other guys I named. Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Norm Macdonald, Tom Green, Ben Stiller. These guys all think their comedic value is way above what it really is. And I don't get why people continue to pay money to go see these things. You know what? I catch myself watching one of these movies thinking, it's got to get funnier. It's got to be funnier. There's got to be more humor in this. You know? It just never is. It just never is. Someone I didn't mention that did make the transaction was Bill Murray. Now, Bill Murray's an innately funny guy. Just talking to him, you can tell he's sharp. And he's witty. And Caddyshack was a funny movie. I'm sorry for these guys. I don't really feel so sorry for them. I'm sorry for the people who paid all that money to go to their movies and then walked out going, huh? Scratching their heads going, what the hell was that all about? You know? I don't get that at all. You know? It's a shame. And these people are so rich. Making money on the backs of all you people who paid tickets to go see their movies, hoping they'd be funny. You gotta use some common sense. Next time you see a movie based around one of these guys or one of these characters, you know, wait till it comes out on DVD. You know, get it from Netflix for $1 or so, or the big box where they're selling, you know, old movies for $1. You know, rent movies for $1. Rent the damn movie. Don't pay $10 or $20 to go to a movie and spend another $30 for a bucket of popcorn and a large slushie. You know, don't do that. Don't keep feeding the kitty. All right? Again, use a little common sense. Thanks.